to MotorCult episode 63. I am Eric Berger, joined as always by my co-host Ryan Sinitsky.
Who still has a cold but sounds a lot better.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's been, I think, less than 3 hours since we last heard you.
Yeah.
I mean, in actual recording time, obviously it's been several days
Yes.
in MotorCult time, which we still are figuring out. But yes, you sound much better. I see you've actually switched to a proper beverage.
Yeah,
Is that a Samuel Adams Oktoberfest?
Yeah, it's Oktoberfest.
Very nice. I'm drinking a Bauhaus
Wonder Stuff.
Forward
Wagon Party?
Wagon Party. Yep, that's the one. It's reasonable.
I like Wagon Party.
It's fine. I love their can design. It's better than Fair State.
I'm a big fan of Bauhaus because one of the dudes works there.
Yeah.
I saved him a bunch of money on some emergency
On his
car
insurance
repair.
by switching to Geico?
Yeah. No, I saved him a ton of money
running
by helping him fix his car on the cheap because he had an emergency breakdown.
Was it a TSI?
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
But I came in clutch and I gave him the plug on a bunch of cheap parts.
Okay.
And he goes, "Wow, that's fantastic. I may give you 100 beers."
Oh, it's this guy.
Yeah, this guy. And so I'm like, "Cool, yeah, sure." Anyway, week later, he comes into the shop, completely don't even recognize him because I'm just like, it's just me randomly doing something nice for somebody.
It happens all the time in my world.
Yeah,
I feel so bad too because they're like, "Oh, it's me." I'm like, "Ugh."
No, I recognize the car
Okay,
after he came in said hi.
Yeah.
I recognized the car. I'm like, "Oh yeah, hey, yeah." And he opens up his trunk. Dude has 100 beers in his trunk for everybody at the shop. 3/4 of my shop is sober. There because the boss runs a AA meeting.
That's not at all.
And
awkward.
a lot of people from the AA meeting have jobs there. And so it's me and one other guy actually drink. And the other guy that works there doesn't really like beer all that much. He likes wine. And so he gets 1 6-pack of beer out of it. So I basically end up with 94 beers that I got for helping this guy out. And yeah, ever since then, I've been the biggest fan of Bauhaus because I had to drink it for 8 months.
It's really good. I never start with it though.
But no, that's the thing is,
It's a little too sharp for me.
I drank it for 8 months, and actually drinking just Bauhaus, I thought I was gonna get sick of it. I'm not. Now I look forward to Bauhaus.
So it's the pizza of beers?
It is. Yeah, it's
I
the
like
pizza
that.
of beers. Yeah, it's those things the more you drink of it, the
Yeah.
better it gets.
Yeah, I can see that.
And if you drink that just Bauhaus for 8 months straight, and you go drink other beer, you'll be looking forward to a Bauhaus. You're like, this is actually really good and
see that.
well mannered. And it's it's a little bit more bitter, but
There's definitely nothing offensive about it. But
it's a really honest beer, and that's what I really like about it. It's not trying to be anything.
If I said that in an artist critique in college, I would have been kicked out of the class.
Yeah.
It's just a very honest rendition of I know what you're saying though.
Yeah, no, it's honest beer. It's not trying to hide behind it's a cranberry IPA. Where'd you get the cranberries from? Oh, we used the wort from the week prior and forgot to change it out, and it made kind of a weird bitter taste. So we
So
said
they
it's
could never
cranberry.
duplicate it?
Yeah, so it's a weird cranberry flavor. You don't get any of that garbage. You get
It's not the happy accident beer.
yeah, it's not a happy accident. Everything they do is very measured, and it's really just kind of well rounded.
Sure.
Yeah. So it doesn't try to be anything it's not really.
So it isn't a poser beer.
Yeah, it's not poser beer.
Good.
Yeah,
I don't like poser beers.
it's really dumb. What was that horrible cherry?
The
Cherry tart that
it was
Aaron
a sour,
bought.
I think.
Yeah, cherry sour that Aaron
What
brought.
was that?
That was the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth.
It tasted like it could have been a good beer, but it wasn't. It didn't ferment long enough or something.
It was just awful.
It tasted like a Cool Light with no carbonation that they added a bunch of red food coloring to, and then a little bit of sour flavor.
Yeah.
They put a Sour Patch Kid in the brewing tank.
Yeah,
and
that
they called
sounds
it good.
exactly like a Sour Patch Kid and one cranberry.
It wasn't too bad, but I do hope Aaron Stakowski does better when he comes back on the
Never
podcast.
bring
Hint,
that
hint,
awful
hint,
beer
hint,
ever
Aaron
again. But yeah,
Stakowski.
Aaron, come on back to the podcast. Anyway,
Your time is nigh.
that was our beer rant. Let's.
I'm gonna head into my first story.
Yeah,
then.
let's start out with our first one.
So we talked a little bit about drag racing on Saturday, and I think we're gonna maybe talk about it a little bit more today. But over the last week, a couple of people from South Africa brought over a pro mod to the United States, and it wasn't at all typical. So
Yeah, I'm seeing it on the screen.
yeah, so if you're watching the video version, I will flip over right now to the story. It's a BMW E92 Pro Mod, which is weird, seeing a BMW livery on a Pro Mod chassis. But the thing is, this is actually powered by a BMW engine. It doesn't.
Awesome.
It doesn't have like a Sonny Leonard billet big block in it. This has an E34 M5, so like the 91 to 95 M5. It has one of those in it with a billet block, and this thing makes just ungodly amounts of power. There's a picture of the engine right there.
That
so,
looks beautiful.
like I said, it's a billet block, but it's a stock head. Oh, I'm sorry. The computer's doing things, even though it's probably my fault. But anyway, this thing, it was, what did it run? It ran a 651 at 215 in the quarter.
Whew.
On a BMW straight six.
That's a BMW straight six that is competing with two JZs and front wheel drive Hondas.
And
that's massive.
And it pulled that was its fourth pass after it got off the boat from South Africa.
Not only that, you also have to talk about, like, this is a chassis that has no competition or support for
Correct.
Drag racing.
Yeah, like
To be able to pull something like that off of the Pro Mod's like insane.
And it's some 4-speed automatic that they've bolted to this BMW engine too somehow, and I don't
That's
understand the half
great.
of it, but
That's actually really well, because I mean, back in the early 2000s when all the OEMs were just like throwing unlimited money into import drag racing,
yeah.
you were getting like Ford Focuses that make like ridiculous amounts of power, and they were running.
I didn't know the Z-Tech could make 1,100 horsepower.
Yeah, it's
Well,
like it can't.
but
But if you throw $600,000 under the hood of it, it can.
I bet she's got more than 100 grand
But
under
like
the hood of that car.
even those are like just enough to like beat out the grassroots guys. What the problem is
Right.
the amount of money the grassroots guys couldn't compete.
And I'm sure these guys spent an absolute fortune on this thing. But
yeah, but I mean that's still really really cool that they built that.
yeah, I agree.
And I really want to see. I would love to see more BMW straight sixes in drag racing, because the thing is that's a very good engine.
It is.
But nobody really talks about it as much because it's not as famous for.
Well, I mean, the crux
drag
of that
racing.
is this engine, the one that they built it on, was basically its entire lifespan was pre-internet.
Yeah.
And I found that's a huge thing. Even the Murcielago behind us, that 2002,
Yeah.
largely before the internet. So like there isn't, if you go and Google something like that, there just isn't that much information. And these are well known. These engines fully stock with a set of head bolts will do 1,000 horsepower. They're 2Js.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Same kind of build, iron block, big displacement, straight six. But they were passé by the time the internet came along. So you're talking about S52s and S54s. So I'm glad these guys brought it back.
That's really cool. But I think well actually another thing with that pre-internet thing, I think it's more that the aftermarket for it had already
Right.
figured out everything before
Right.
the internet.
It was just dine-in back in the day.
Yeah.
It was pretty low power stuff.
Yeah, but I mean like pre-internet engines, the B series engines and stuff like that. See you guys later.
Bye. Have fun storming the castle.
The Toyota M series, those are both pre-internet, but they were still they were still,
But that's
their
kinda-
aftermarket was
Retro, though.
yeah.
I mean, they had a good aftermarket from the get-go, but not like this.
Yeah, no,
The
this
JZ
is-
always did.
those were engines that were available either in cars that were cheap and affordable and everybody could afford to muck around with it.
Right.
And they were already known for having a certain level. And then the M series and the JZs, the Toyota M series and the Toyota.
I suppose that
JZ,
is worth
yeah.
qualifying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause there's a lot of M series engines. The Toyota M series, those engines were also pretty cheap, and during the
And
time of the
ubiquitous.
internet and the time of forums, everybody and their mom had one, or if they didn't have one, they could get one for like no money. So
Yeah, especially a 7M with, like you were saying, the head bolt issues or something like that. I'm sure you could find one that was a pull-out.
yeah, and then
That's my phone, sorry.
and you could also get that figured out, the internet figured out the fix for that as well. But yeah, no, that's actually really really cool. I really want to see them do some more stuff with drag racing with the not just the S38 but the
Just
S52,
unconventional engine platforms. And a
just-
Pro Mod.
I think honestly, I think the NA BMW straight six.
That's great.
Yeah, like that's an engine that really needs to have more limelight in drag racing. Because the thing is, like, a lot of people, they use it for like road racing and stuff like that.
Yep.
But the thing is that's a very good engine for making power. And all
They really are,
all
yeah.
the famous modern, tuner, quote unquote, engines they were known for drag racing before anything else.
Right.
And yeah, import drag racing was a big deal, 20 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, the specific output's really good. I mean, it's like Honda.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's the thing is, like, even if it wasn't, that import drag racing is, kind of the thing of the past, it still is a thing, but it's not as big of a deal.
Right.
That's still a place where you can test that engine, and you have nothing else except for driver skill and engine.
Yep.
And, like, chassis setup. But, like, it's like any other racing, but, like, really the engine and the driver skill are the two big deals.
Right.
You can have the best setup chassis in the world, but if you have a 7M NA engine that makes like 300 horsepower, it's still going to be a 300 horsepower 7M NA. Like, best driver in the world, you're going to be running a 14-second quarter mile with, like, the best 60 foot you've ever seen ever.
Depends on what chassis it's in, absolutely. But, yes.
What I'm saying is that drag racing that's going to be the thing that says, look what this engine can do.
Right. Yeah, I agree, especially in a tube chassis where it really accentuates the engine. I mean, you're taking away all the other variables.
I think I would love to see us made in a actual full chassis car.
Yeah, that'd be
because
cool. Like an E28 M5 with a billet S38 in it.
Yeah, like that'd be really cool because I think because a lot of like outlaw drag racing is really what's big, which is where you have like a heavily modified stock chassis car. So like you see like these
maybe
like
a 535 then.
Yeah, so that's why you see these like
the small tire cars or big tire cars?
Small tire cars.
Okay.
So you see a lot of these like, well, I guess you could do a big tire too. I think that's not outlaw.
You could,
but I mean, like,
it kind of is. But I mean, they're not tubbed like this.
But where you see like these 6-second Civics and stuff like that, that's what outlaw class is. So those are technically big tire. But
Honda Element drivetrain, what's up?
Yeah, exactly.
Get at me, yo.
But yeah, I think that this engine would be really, really tight. Seeing that run in outlaw style, like I honestly, what I think would be cool, like an E36 outlaw build
with a flathead forward.
Yeah. No,
I know.
With an S38 in it, that'd be really, really tight.
I mean, if they have the tech to build a billet block for an S38, even do it with an S52. I mean, the displacement's a little bit smaller, but I mean, those are. A stock block that
you can put an S38 into
horsepower. You can, but it's a really big engine physically, so you'd run into issues.
But I mean, like, if you can find something,
you could 100% do it in a drag car. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
so yeah,
sure.
you could make it happen. You put like a cowl on the hood.
They put it straight up and down in here too, so it's like an
taller.
RB.
Yeah,
or a JZ. Like BMW engines are always canted over 15 to 25 degrees.
Yeah.
So like it's super weird to see one straight up and down.
Like
the first thing that comes to mind is like, oh, I wonder what they did for oiling. I'm sure it's a dry sump and all that.
Yeah.
But it's fascinating.
It's really, really cool.
It's cool. I really like that people are taking 30-year-old engines and taking the R&D time to make a billet block for them.
Yeah, it's the love for the car.
And again, I don't know. They don't know what it makes for power, but I'm guessing it's 2,500 to 3,000 horsepower.
Oh yeah, totally. To make that kind of power and that speed, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it ran a 651 at 215.
61, 215. I'd probably say 2 to 2,500.
Yeah, probably that's about right. So
yeah.
Anyway, that's all for real drag racing for my story.
Yes. I just actually want to make a quick plug for Randy Stern and Victor Rosita's Vote 18.
Oh yeah. Okay. So we talked about this when Randy was on.
But I really want to get like some more people to vote for this, because I want to see.
We need that Mazda 6 to win.
The Mazda 6 needs to win. That is true. I really don't want to see a Ford Expedition win because a bunch of yahoos that are journalists.
So all you got to do, I'll put it up on the screen here. You go to randystern.net, and it's right there.
It's right there.
Just vote for this Mazda 6 button right here.
Yeah, click on the Mazda 6 right there.
This one right here.
Yeah, click it.
Click it like that.
And then click done.
Then we hit done. That's all you got to do.
There you go.
Boom. Thanks for taking the survey.
There you go.
Just go through and get like a whole bunch of computers and do it a whole bunch of times.
Yeah, go to your
When
local
I go
library.
home, I'm going to go open all of my ancient laptops, get the web browsers fired up, go to randystern.net. We together need to be the reason why the Mazda 6 wins Vote 18.
We need to stack that vote.
Don't tell Randy we're doing this, but we
but
need
yeah,
it to
it
win.
is randystern.net, and you'll see it'll be right up there.
Should be the first item if you're listening to this anytime on the 24th or after.
Yes,
It'll probably be the 27th by the time you listen to this.
Yeah,
still.
probably.
Go vote.
When is voting in for that? Watch
He
it be
told
the
us on the
26th.
show. I hope not. I don't know. I don't know. Go back and listen to the Randy.
Here, 1 second. Voting ends. Randy,
Come on, Randy. Continue reading.
make this easier for us.
Oh, don't worry. Oh, stupid expedition. The encoding. I'm sorry for anyone watching this right now. It's probably so bad. Let me see if I have it in my calendar.
Yeah. Well, just assume that's still happening. Because he was doing the award ceremony. What day?
I don't know. I'm looking. I don't know. Oh, this isn't good. I don't have it on my calendar either. I need to figure this out.
Well, I guess while you...
Well, just preemptively know that we're talking about it. Go vote.
Yes, just go vote.
Go check anyway. Even if the survey's closed, just send him an email. Be like, I want to vote for the Mazda 6.
Randy, we really tried to be good stewards. We tried so hard.
Kind of. As far as we're concerned, we tried hard, but yeah.
Anyway.
Yep.
So let's talk about some Volkswagen seatbelts.
Yeah. So the year of the Volkswagen, that was probably 2016, really.
The year of the Volkswagen's been every year since like about 1938.
And when I say this, like a year of, I'm talking, like a wholly really terrible way, like not at all positive. So Volkswagen, they've had the recall for the TSI timing chains. They've had Dieselgate. They got another one. Do you want to guess what it is?
Is it the mechatronic box on their DSGs?
No, but they should recall that. This one is because 75,000 of their delivered vehicles have faulty seatbelts.
That's a Volkswagen up.
Up exclamation mark. Or up.
Up.
So, yeah, Volkswagen, once again, I mean, granted, they're a really high volume automaker worldwide, so they get a lot of time in the limelight.
Is that 75,000 cars in total or 75,000 models?
75,000 cars in total. It's not a BMW.
They probably make about
75,000
But
models.
the thing is they own like a trillion manufacturers that all make 3 different cars.
That is true.
And they're all based off the Volkswagen Jetta.
Yeah, so this is a Polo and Seat Ibiza and a Rona. So I mean, it's not just Volkswagen, it's Seat, and it doesn't necessarily affect the United States.
Yeah, that's all Europe though, but still, it's more bad news.
I still want to just beat Volkswagen up. So
yeah, no, Volkswagen, they totally deserve it because I mean,
I want to beat Volkswagen up.
Yeah, no, Volkswagen is one of those brands where they're one of those brands where normally I wouldn't give them so much shade, but they do this stuff intentionally.
I know they do. They just want to. I mean, they're supporting shops like yours, though, unintentionally.
They are, and I get that. Well, no, because they won't let us put a Volkswagen logo on our shop. Yeah.
Really? I guess that makes sense. There are companies like that are so stingy.
But I mean, Volkswagen is they're this company that should totally be able to do better.
Yeah.
Because Toyota is all, like as big.
Your jowls are shaking.
Yeah, Toyota's as big, and they seem to be able to get their quality control under control.
Yeah, because they probably test things once in a while.
Well,
whereas Volkswagen's just like, meh.
Volkswagen, I think they do. They test it. They go, that broke. Okay. Carrying on.
Should
we
do something about that? It's like the Fight Club scene. Manufacturer detects there's a fault. They take X, the amount of the average settlement, divided by Y, the amount of probable units affected, and if that number is less than the cost of a recall, we don't do one.
Yeah, that's exactly that.
Also, I really want to go watch Fight Club again.
I think there's another added element to that where they then they go, what is the likelihood of people finding out?
Oh, dude, yeah.
They add that in, and no other manufacturer does that. Like other than like early 2000s General Motors. Those two manufacturers, but that's the thing is like early 2000s General Motors, like you would expect that from them because they didn't like actively pretend that they were a nice brand. What?
I found Fight Club on Laserdisc.
Go and buy it.
It's $278.
Oh, dear
Holy
God.
shit!
That's a 1999 movie. That's why it's from Japan.
Yeah.
I'm not buying that. But anyway, if somebody wants to buy it.
Yeah. No, that's the thing is like if you got like a 2003 Saturn Ion and your ignition switch failed.
Yeah, which it will.
You kind of half expect it because it's kind of a shit car. But the thing is like a Volkswagen, like they go, look how great we are. Mm-hmm. We do all these fantastic
German
beautiful
engineering.
Cars. Yeah, like they lead on that they're a really quality brand. When
They-
really they are
They
not.
do kind of project like a Highline make, and they really aren't.
Yeah, look at Audi.
I don't want to.
I mean, compare any Audi to like literally any other anything.
You're
And
making
it's,
me
it's
like
just
vomit little bits into my mouth. Right now.
Audi's just it's a Volkswagen with standard leather seats. That's all it is. So, yeah, I'm not too surprised by that.
Just again, I mean, it's not significant for our market, but I really wanted to bring it up because Volkswagen.
Yeah. So we started today with prior to even recording, I played a video for everybody that was in the studio,
Yeah.
which was hilarious.
I honestly turned to you 15 seconds into this video and I said, "Is this from The Onion?"
No, it's a real life thing.
It is
So
absolutely incredible.
since Elon Musk is not officially the head of Tesla,
Chairman of the board,
of Tesla anymore, they're putting like other people on, and they're trying to get Kimball Musk onto Fox News.
Kimball Musk is who?
He's Elon's brother. So they try to get Kimball, Elon's brother, onto Fox News to talk about how he felt about.
They're trying to get information about the elect on the board, right? From
Yeah,
him.
directly from him, and he would give them. All he kept saying is, "I am so excited for the future of Tesla because we are doing Plant a Seed Day, which is March 20th, 2019, and I am really excited. It's going to be such an awesome event."
Dude, the pundit was getting so mad at this guy.
Oh, it
Just
was
reiterating, I don't care. My viewers don't care about Plant a Seed Day or that you feel like Tesla's doing great.
and Kimball goes, I understand that, but really, let's talk about Plant a Seed Day, which is March 20th, 2019.
And he's smiling the whole time
The
in a
entire
cowboy
time
hat.
in a cowboy He's the ultimate troll. Like, this is.
He is Peter Francis.
Oh my God, he's the Peter Francis of Tesla. Like, if you thought like Elon Musk was fantastic,
So proud.
be ready for Elon Part 2,
Bless you,
Electric
Jana.
Boogaloo. Kimball Musk.
High
Like,
five, man, for putting the word boogaloo into this episode. That is one of my favorite words.
I really wish that we could have a direct stream of sound.
Tesla, it would be perfect. The electric boogaloo.
Yeah, oh, there you go, perfect.
Oh,
You could have like a whole party about it.
missed opportunities.
Yeah. And when you start running ads. Yeah. Can we get it? I suppose we can't really get the sound bite.
It will actually dump sound. I don't know how this will stream properly, but yeah.
Let's see if we can get it to happen, at least for a little bit.
We don't monetize this for the record. Twitch, please
Yeah.
don't be mad at us.
Damn it! Wait, it's 4 seconds. It's 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1, 0. Done. I wish we could downvote that ad. Yeah, just go like some random point. Yeah, like right here.
I'm only going to play 10 seconds at a time. So he's really excited about Plant a Seed Day.
This is the most watched business news program in America.
Here, just leave it like
We
this.
have that reputation because we go at the stories of the day and we figure out exactly what's going on. Now, I want to know what's going on at Tesla with the new board chair.
Oh, it's not. It's not really capturing it, Burger.
There's desktop audio. Hold on.
What is she doing? What do you know
There
that
you go.
she's doing
Sorry.
so far?
Does that work?
I don't need to know you're very happy about the future of Tesla. I want to know what your new chair is doing at Tesla on the board.
What I'd like to share is I am so happy about the future of Tesla and plan to see.
Look how livid this man is on the left.
Across America to participate.
Come on. Look. You
Oh,
think
he's
my
so
viewers
frustrated.
want to learn-
We're probably going to get a CND for playing this much of a
Okay.
YouTube video, but
Yeah.
we don't own this
wrapping it
video.
up.
It's
I'm sorry.
published by Fox Business.
Really,
I'm
it's
sorry.
going to be
I've
great.
got an
Come on,
audience.
let's
I
talk
am
about something
wait a minute.
positive.
I
Let's
am
talk about something
responsible
amazingly
for
positive.
to my audience.
Your
Got it?
audience wants to hear.
I will not be used. I'm very sorry. I will not
This
be
is a
used.
wonderful event on March 20th, 2019.
He's just so avid about the Plant a Seed Day. Anyway,
But yeah, so that was
he's my hero.
properly hilarious.
He's the Peter Francis of the real
Yeah,
world.
Kimball Musk, he deserves a thumbs up. And
If you want to come on the MotorCult
Yeah,
podcast,
if you wanna-
we have a seat for you anytime.
I would love to hear about
we will.
Plant a
We
Seed
would
Day.
love to hear about Plant a Seed Day. 100%. You're gonna have to talk about Tesla. Don't care.
Yeah.
And
No,
I
tell
love
me about
electric
Plant a
cars.
Seed Day.
Please. That sounds, especially if it's
We can talk
before
about that.
Plant
We
a
can talk
Seed Day.
about your cowboy hat, and we can drink beer. It'll be
And
great.
I guess I always have questions about Tesla, but I don't care. If you don't answer them, it's
If
fine.
you don't answer them, I will talk about whatever you want to talk about because you're Kimball Musk and you
We
are
will let you
awesome.
do a takeover of MotorCult.
Yes, you can totally
Literally dozens
do
of weekly independent sets of ears.
Yes, literally dozens.
Okay.
All right, so
So-
we can move on.
You remember the BMW Z8?
Yes.
The very exclusive instant classic from 2001, ran through 2002. 03, they made the automatic Alpina one or whatever.
Yeah, and
that
then-
car's styling is based off the BMW
I
507.
was about to say, that was a postmodern 507, yeah.
Yep. So, and then there was a good Comedians and Cars Getting Coffee with the Inglorious Bastards. Oh, the Colonel SS Hans Landa. What is his actual name?
I know who you're talking about. He had the 507.
He's a fabulous man. Go watch that
Yeah.
segment with Jerry Seinfeld and him in the BMW 507. Anyway, there's one coming to auction next week, which is really uncommon. These are
Yeah,
very,
those
very
are
uncommon.
super rare.
Yeah, and this one's red. Most are white.
cool.
And the really interesting
They look
thing
great
about
in
this
red
car,
because they've got color matched wheels.
this one is provenance. This
Is it?
one was actually owned originally by the designer of the 507.
Yes, Count Albrecht Graf von Gotz.
Which everyone knows, of course.
It's so cute.
Well, no, actually, Count
I
Albrecht.
think it's Gets.
Yeah, Count Albrecht. He was actually a really, really cool designer. If you actually look up some of the other things he made some really cool stuff. And he was also reared by Raymond Loewy, who we'll be talking about in a little bit here.
Oh my.
And Raymond Loewy was a very cool designer. But yeah, no,
Do you like him more than Giugiaro?
he's the American Giugiaro.
Interesting.
Yeah, he made as much cool stuff.
Wow.
So that is an absolutely gorgeous car. Elvis had one.
252 were made.
Yeah, Elvis had one.
Ooh, really?
Yeah,
Yep, he
Elvis's
did.
was red.
Yep.
Just like that.
That
That's what I thought
is-
it was at first.
Imagine seeing that in 1958.
That would have like blown everyone.
It's like seeing a Mira in 1967.
Hey, can you scroll up to the so you can see the guy's name? Janet, can you bring up his
Yeah.
like his history of cars he's designed? Because he's designed some really cool stuff.
Albrecht Graf von
Who is
Goetz.
it? I can't read that.
ALBRECHTGRAF
Yeah, so he I looked him up earlier this week. So I read this independently.
Okay.
Because
Yeah, I saw it a few times. I didn't give it any thought.
Oh, he designed the Studebaker.
Yeah, this.
Oh,
this
that makes a lot
yeah,
of sense.
Studebaker Avanti. Yeah.
I see that. Yeah.
It literally. So I'm on his Wikipedia, and it says it's the table of contents is 1 early life, 2 Studebaker and BMW designs, and then other car designs.
Yeah.
We're interested in the other.
Yeah.
He worked for Porsche and
Yep.
consulted to Nissan,
Yeah, he made a failed Porsche 901 design.
and he collaborated with Yamaha.
Yep, he made the
2000 GT Toyota.
yep.
Oh.
No. The thing is, all right. So the
Gorgeous.
2000 GT Toyota
Yeah.
was originally going to be a Nissan.
Okay. Oh, what?
Nissan, the 11th hour, said nope. Like they designed the engine and everything.
So the car that we unanimously love as much as the Avantime
Yeah,
was rejected.
yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, when it was originally made by Nissan, it looked like a cross between a 2000 GT as we know it and a 240Z. It was like a weird, like in between.
I really like it how it is now.
No, I prefer the old classics as always. I will always say it. But yeah, no, yeah, he designed that, and then honey, I think there's a few other little tidbits here and there.
He did the BMW 503 and the BMW 507.
Yep.
Studebaker. That's all I'm seeing.
Oh, it's just those ones. Yeah,
Okay.
but he did a few other
He
ones.
did the Nissan Silvia.
Yeah, that was it. The original Nissan Silvia, which is one of the most beautiful Japanese
The
cars of all
60s
time.
one?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that green one.
Yeah, we've seen that.
Yeah, so he's
Thanks to your obscurity, everyone on Motorcult has seen the 1960s Sylvia.
yeah, he's one of those guys where Count Albrecht von Goetz, he was not as I guess what's the word I'm looking for? Prevalent in car design.
Oh, not as ubiquitous, maybe.
Yeah, ubiquitous to like really beautiful car design.
Sure.
But he designed.
Or
He was
synonymous, maybe.
yeah, synonymous. I
Okay.
guess he wasn't. He's not like like a Gandini or anything where you.
All right.
Like
he doesn't
every-
have a badge on the side of his car.
Yeah, exactly.
He should.
But yeah, no,
Goetz
he
design.
totally should, because he made some really beautiful stuff, and he eventually did step back from doing some car design.
Also,
and
he's a count.
yeah,
so-
he actually is literally a German
One.
count. He got into car design because he he was living in Germany and eventually came to America because
Probably some issues.
no, he actually I think he was having like business issues in Germany or something, but he came to America to try and expand his life.
Okay.
And he had designed a Mercury that he built from hand prior to World War II, served in the Army for the Americans during World War II.
Mm-hmm.
When he came back, he was driving it, and that's when he met Raymond Loewy. And Raymond Loewy said, that car is really cool. He made that by hand and sent him to design school on his own. I think
That must have been tough being a first-generation immigrant, too. I mean,
Yeah, honey, can you just scroll up and see early life and just look at what the name of his hand-built car was? You can actually look it up. And his hand-built car was based off a 1940 Mercury, but it looked shockingly like a 507. Or, no, sorry, not 507,
well,
a
I mean,
503.
it's like Henrik Fisker, the one that did the Z8. I mean,
Yes.
he has a very, like, you can tell. Like, you see a Fisker Karma, you see a Z8, you're like, oh, it's definitely both Henrik Fisker
it says
cars.
that he eventually moved to Los Angeles and worked at a car wash and in a factory making aircraft engines. And in 1938, he rented a garage and showroom and modified the Ford Model A and B
Huh.
on
Yeah.
a Mercury
What's a Model B?
chassis. He built a two-door coupe called the Paragon.
Paragon. Yeah,
And
look
it
up
was
1940 Mercury Paragon.
It was exhibited in the World Exhibit in New York in 1939.
Yeah, so
39 or 49?
39.
39. Yeah. So this is all before he actually became a real designer. 1939, not
Yeah, thank
939.
you. The keyboard on this thing's a
Those
piece of
those
absolute
are
dog shit.
just a bunch of jeans.
Those are a bunch
So
of
that
jeans.
second picture right there. You can kind of see the 503.
It's not on the stream yet. I have to
Okay,
get
I'm
to
sorry.
it. I hate how I've got to click through 7 times to get a decent photo of something.
Oh
on
my
the
god, I
internet.
know, right? But you can see
There you
how
go.
that looks like a 503.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Not the 507,
You add
but
a
the-
second vertical grill, that's a 503.
Yeah.
It's got the same skirted rear fenders. It's got the same grill shape, same headlights.
Yeah, you just you take out the Bentley or not you take out the Bugatti swooping window and make
Yep.
it a straight window, and it's a BMW. But yeah, that's what made him famous.
I wonder if he might have been the originator of the No, it wouldn't have been the Hofmeister King. That would have been Mr. Hofmeister.
That would be
Never
really cool.
mind. I sound like an idiot now that I didn't think that through before I said it. But there you go.
But yeah, so yeah, that guy was a very, very cool designer, and his story is really interesting.
Very fun.
I'm really excited. I want to see what that 507 sells for.
Yeah, I think there are estimates on what it might sell for, and I think it was $5 million-ish, maybe more.
What auction outlet's selling it?
I didn't actually read this. I don't know. Oh, Bowman's.
Oh,
Bonham.
Bonhams.
Whatever.
Bowman's.
Bonham's.
Yeah, Bonhams. Yeah, it'll hit that. So I'd say
Yeah.
if it was like Meekum,
So it
it'll
looks
sell
like
for like
John
$20,000.
Stru's personal 507 sold for $4.9 million at Goodwood earlier this year.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm guessing this will be more since it was owned by the designer.
and it's in red, which is
Red
like,
is a very
oh
rare
my God.
color. Yeah, it looks really great on there.
Yeah, that's gonna be I'm gonna say 5.5.
I guess 5,250.
Yeah, 5.5, 5,250, somewhere the mid 5 million
Yep.
mark.
That's. God, I love that car, but that's not. I mean, no, thank you.
So before you even brought this up, I was
Yeah.
gonna do Raymond Loewy as our interesting engineering topic.
Okay.
By engineering, I mean interesting engineer.
Right, I saw your strike through text. Very, very well placed.
Raymond, I'm gonna wait for Jan to get back to really
Yeah, that's
getting in depth about this. But Raymond Loewy was actually Franco-American industrial designer of Jewish parents. He was Jewish, which is cool. He was born in Paris in 1893. So
Gay Paris.
Yep.
Let me bring up the Wikipedia page here so people watching can read it themselves as well.
yeah, so his dad was a Jewish journalist from Austria, and his mother was just a French lady. And he started out his career by when he was a kid making model airplanes.
Okay.
And he made one.
Operable models or like just like desk side ones?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think so. I think at first they were desk side, but eventually made it an operable one. He made one called the Ariel,
Okay.
which actually went into production as a operable airplane.
Holy hell.
Like he actually made it.
It was like so good that it actually was
Like,
able
yeah.
to be used as an airplane.
I forgot like who it was. It was one of they eventually became a really big they became a really big model airplane maker in like after World War II, but like
Okay.
yeah, like in 1908, like they picked up his design and bought the rights from him and everything.
That reminds
and
me-
it actually went into production. It was really cool.
There's been a couple people over the course of history in the last 20 years with BMWs, where like, autocrossers will build their own trailer hitches, and literally Kurt Manufacturing will call them, buy the rights to it, and manufacture their hitches for the cars. It's super great. So that's my
No,
little
it's
caveat.
we have a customer at work, the guy that owns Twin Town Guitars.
Okay, yeah.
Andrew
You've told me
Bell.
about this
Yeah,
guy.
really cool guy. He wanted to get a custom exhaust for his Eurovan,
Okay.
so it'd flow better. So when he's driving like a trailer over the Rocky Mountains, he can actually like accelerate. And it's like a really
Well,
restrictive
accelerate
exhaust.
a little more.
Yeah, it's a really restrictive exhaust from the factory on a Eurovan. So he actually, I think it was Tectonics actually designed him a jig using his van,
Okay.
and they actually put it into production, and it's the only custom exhaust made just for the Eurovan, and they sell like hotcakes now.
Okay.
And it sounds fantastic. So yeah, that was a real thing. So Jana, we were waiting for you to get back because I wanted to talk about Raymond Loewy because you're gonna love this guy. I actually thought
Okay.
about you when I was reading him.
Alright.
This guy made streamlining a big thing in
I
cars.
mean, look at that Art Deco
Yeah,
train.
everything
that
he
thing
made-
gives me like a chubby.
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. Everything he made prior to World War II.
She just came from
yeah,
the bathroom. Now she has to go back there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ryan.
Everything he made prior to World War II was super Art Deco, and everything he made after was like super mod.
I love like Art Deco. Like it's
Exactly.
too.
I knew you
it's
did.
my
I knew you did.
muse, and then like mod is also.
My coworker
I could
Ryan
think.
Barton that you guys met at that van show was super into Art Deco.
Yeah. So
I've told Ryan, I was like,
And Studebakers.
every car I want it to be like Art Deco. Like I want an Art Deco like gangster mobile. Like that's.
oh, you would love his cars then. So probably his most famous car that he made prior to World War II was for Hupmobile. It was the extremely late model. Let's see here. Let me try and find it. Where is it? Not the hub cycle fender.
Motorcult's very good at
Yeah.
enthralling radio.
Oh, the Graham Hollywood. If you look that up.
Do you want me to do that or Jim?
yeah, if you could, yeah.
How do you spell Graham?
Graham. Graham was Jan. You'll know the name.
That sounds really
Graham.
British. I think there's a
Yeah.
Graham something or other in Britain.
You would know this brand.
Which one
this,
is it?
That's all the same car.
That looks like a cord.
Kind
Is that
of.
not?
It's not.
Wow.
Yeah, but isn't that awesome looking? Like it's like
That
super.
looks like a melted marshmallow.
Jana, look.
I love it.
Yeah. So this, you know that.
That's a cord Westchester. Sorry.
Oh, that is all right. Go back. Go back. Graham Hollywood. That
There
one
we
right
go.
there.
This looks not as good as a cord Hollywood or a cord Westchester, whatever
Westchester.
that was.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, he designed a lot of the Grahams that were very late model. Eventually, literally months after he designed this, he went out of business because
Yeah.
they hired him as a last-ditch effort. But no, he also designed all, the really, really streamlined 1950s refrigerators.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
He
The ones
designed-
with like the suicide latches on them.
Yes,
Yeah.
he designed that one. He also did a ton of trains. The train he's standing on right there at the top of his Wikipedia page, he designed for the Pennsylvania Railroad.
We need to get Art Deco trains.
I
Yeah.
agree. All modern. The one that drives by once in a while. All the cars behind
Mm-hmm.
it, that steamer, all super deco.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I have not seen that train yet.
You haven't.
No.
But also,
we should probably just like ride that train one
Yeah.
time all
So-
together. Motorcult train ride.
Yeah, we could like record on the train.
that would be really cool.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We probably should do that in the
We'll,
summer.
we'll dress all fancy.
I
So-
need to go shopping.
Raymond Loewy also started designing for Studebaker at that time, making a lot of pre-war just small things.
Yeah.
But he had this whole design firm called Loewy and Associates, and Loewy and Associates employed a woman named Helen Dryden. Helen Dryden designed the interiors of all the Studebakers in the 1930s.
Wow.
And so what was really cool about that is she's the first woman that's actually credited for her work in an ad.
Oh.
Because you know
Dang.
how we say like a pin
Not
for
Mrs. Ryan Sinitsky.
well you know
So
you
many
know how
people
you
still call me that. I'm like, but we're not even
Really?
married. Yeah.
so
Are they from the 40s?
I know, right? But well no, so you know how we say like a Pininfarina design today?
Yeah.
So in the 30s,
Interesting. Okay.
Studebaker would say, "Yeah, it's a Helen Dryden interior," and people were like blown away because like she was a famous interior designer that also designed car interiors. And her, if you look at like a late 30s Studebaker interior versus a late 30s Dodge interior,
Yeah.
the Studebaker you can tell was actually something
Studebaker
special.
was super out of its time. The
Yeah,
entire time it was around.
very very cool.
I would like to look in eventually on why they went bust.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna talk
That's
about that in a
good
little
stu-
bit here,
oh,
actually.
Great.
But no,
Keep
well,
in mind, we've really got to keep this podcast.
Yeah.
Like, ideally, another 10 minutes.
it's not gonna be much longer.
Okay.
So, after World War II, during World War II rather, Raymond Loewy was designing the new style for Studebaker. And with that, of course, during World War II, they couldn't make anything. So he was just sitting there designing a car that had flush front fenders.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you've noticed, but on pre-war cars, they didn't really have that sort of thing going on.
I knew that was a big thing with the Accord, too. I think that's why that showed up in the same search.
Yeah, it had like flush front fenders, and they hadn't really made it yet. However, in 1947, they revealed their first post-war car called the Studebaker Starlight.
Okay.
And if you could bring up what a Starlight Coupe looks like,
Yep.
the Starlight Coupe is actually a really, really cool design because it has a 180-degree wrap-around rear window.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's really, really
I think my
wild
coworker is
looking.
probably like going crazy on this episode. Such a Studebaker guy.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, totally.
I could be wrong by a couple things. That first one is a perfect example.
He will definitely correct you.
Yeah, but anyway, he designed
This
that. Yeah,
Okay.
check out that rear window. Like, it's really cool. It's like an airplane. But
That would have been very difficult to do back in 52.
47.
Well, this one.
Yeah,
so
that particular one's a 52. He designed that. Really, really big deal. Also, that car had a V8 in it as well, which is pretty
no
cool.
big deal.
But that's not really what we're talking about. All right, so later on, he designed the Studebaker Commander Starliner, which was like the Studebaker Hawk and stuff like that.
Okay.
Same guy designed that. And then he also was partially responsible for the Avanti,
Okay.
which
Everyone knows what that looks like.
everybody knows the Avanti. Even though he was recalled to design it. Studebaker soon went out of business after that because of financial troubles.
Okay.
They just couldn't seem to get their shit together in the 1950s. And by the 1960s, they were really hobbled. They were kind of like Mitsubishi today.
Okay. What was their Mirage?
Yeah, exactly.
Or their Eclipse Cross?
Their Eclipse Cross. Yeah, basically, I guess the Avanti kind of was. But the Avanti was a way cooler Eclipse
Avanti's
Cross.
pretty cool. I still see those a lot.
Well, the thing is, like, the Avanti's like the version of the Eclipse Cross, but if, like, making an Eclipse Cross, you made a really dope, like, GT car.
They just made a 5th-gen Eclipse that was like still the way wrong form factor, but yeah, like you said,
Yeah,
something
exactly.
actually good instead
Yeah.
of a crossover.
Exactly. Like, if they, like, yeah, exactly. Like, they make a Galant VR4.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Like a mid-sized sedan that's, like, a performance sedan that nobody wanted at that point in time.
Well, that's a perfect analogy.
Well, yeah, so anyway, later on, after doing Studebaker, he kind of retired away from doing cars. And then he made Skylab for NASA,
That's
NASA's first space station.
What?
Yeah,
I didn't realize
really,
he
really
was-
cool.
Okay. I mean that seems like slightly varied skill sets from car design,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, but no,
was he also like a really talented engineer?
yeah, no, he was super talented. Well, because he also made trains, and so they wanted.
So he
guess.
made trains, cars, and space stations.
Yes.
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yeah, it's planes, space stations, trains, and automobiles. Yeah.
Same sort of thing, the gist.
But so no, he was a habitability consultant because obviously the outside was just completely utilitarian, but he designed most of the interior for psychology and safety and comfort because it's like the first long-term manned spacecraft. So they wanted the astronauts like not go insane, so they actually had an interior designer design the interior of
Okay.
it.
That's awesome.
But I'll kind of list off some more of his other cars. He made, the Metro delivery vans from the 1950s? The 1950s milk trucks.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Cab over milk
You're
trucks.
talking like the same sort of thing I found that 48 Ford step
Yeah,
van
stuff
thing.
like that.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah.
He designed the Metro cab
I'm
over
sure
van.
I've seen it, but
The 46 Continental. He designed Lucky Strike cigarettes. He designed their packaging. All those streamlined trains, he did most of those. He in the 1920s, his first like big break was he actually designed the Gestetner Mimeograph, which is like the 1920s equivalent of a Xerox.
Mimeograph.
Yeah. So,
So he's like a Nikola Tesla light.
yeah, kind of. Like, yeah, he's a Nikola Tesla of like designing stuff.
That's awesome.
But all right, there's even more because he designed how Sears, you could buy a house from Sears.
Yeah, of
You could
course.
buy- you could
I
buy
think
it-
my house might have been.
Yeah, you could buy a house from Macy's as well,
Oh,
called a
what?
Leisure-Rama. And he designed the Leisure-Rama house.
Looking that up right now.
It's actually really, really cool. You would love it, honey. The Hillman Minx, the Sunbeam Alpine, he designed both of those. The Alpine is one of the best looking cars of like England.
The Leisure-Rama is a super garbage one-floor Rambler.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Well, it looked pretty cool for 1960. The BMW O26 key punch machine. And then also, the livery on Air Force One?
Yeah.
He designed that.
What?
Yeah.
Like the one that's still in use today, right?
Yeah, the one still in use today, that like the swooping blue and white with chrome. Yeah, it was totally him. And the U.S. Coast Guard racing stripe logo and the Exxon logo. Yeah, it just kind of keeps going. Frigidaire refrigerators, kind of throughout his life, he made those.
So it looks like people have modernized the Leisure-Rama's interior, and when it's met
I didn't
with,
actually pull up the interior
like,
photos, but
just scanning through them, when people modernize them just like a little bit, they look super cool.
Yeah. And then, also, the New York Transit Authority R40 car, which you would know as the New York subway,
Oh,
designed those cars.
it's okay.
But no, I mean, like, this guy has just like been all over the
No, but
place.
it's super cool. I like the gamut that he worked on. That's really uncommon to spread that kind of discipline range
And
so
actually
competently.
make
You're
everything
right.
so well. Oh, and
Right.
then also one more thing: the Greyhound
Space
Lines,
sub.
the Greyhound Lines Scenic Cruiser.
That thing is super rad.
Yeah, like this guy's like Raymond Loewy made really, really cool shit. Everything he made was fantastic. And I mean, like when you compare like the New York City subway trains for like what they were, like he was told to make it as utilitarian as possible, and he still made them look kind of cool.
Dude, I see these Greyhound Scenic Cruisers, and I just hear Detroit two-stroke diesel soundtrack in my head.
Exactly, they're so cool.
Oh, I pulled a photo. Yeah, just
we should make a funeral coach out of one of those.
I like how that's the first instinct. I really do. Oh man, just look at all these Deco Greyhounds.
Also,
Oh,
know,
These are what drove through First Ave.
yeah, basically, no. This is the guy. Like, if you think of
Have you guys tried the
What?
brain
I
trust?
hate all websites.
why, what is this? Okay,
That was
I
scary.
muted it. There's a Scenic Cruiser.
yeah, that's
Ooh,
the Scenic
that's
Cruiser.
so cute.
White walls, Ryan. It has white walls.
All right, so if you're a fan of film noir at all,
Well, yeah,
Venetian blinds on
obviously.
everything. Duh.
Yeah.
he basically designed all of film noir. The entire genre of film
Bravo.
noir.
I hate
are-
all old movies, but those are pretty cool.
Yeah, but like all Raymond Loewy designs you
If
can
they
find
were-
in film noir.
In Technicolor, that would be very cool.
Like Chinatown.
All black and white movies are garbage, though.
No, like Chinatown.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's a great movie. It's a film noir movie, but it's made in the 70s, so it's in color.
That sounds excellent.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's probably way better than Big Trouble in Little
Also,
China.
it's got Jack Nicholson in it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like
Oh,
super
Is
good.
it before he went fully senile?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
it's like him in his prime, like of like being alive. But yeah, no. So like, he's just really, really, really cool designer. Wow. I think everybody should really just know his name, because I mean,
I already forgot his name, but totally.
Raymond Loewy. He designed everything.
Is it Lowy or Low?
It's Loewy, because there's a
Positive?
Y at the end. Yeah, I actually had to look it up. The French pronunciation is L-O-H, like
Okay. I'll
dash
take your word for
E-E.
it. Just
Yeah,
confirming.
it's at the top of his Wikipedia page.
I'm still like staring at the stricken text. That's what I gravitate towards. So.
Oh.
Engineering.
Yeah, no, very, very cool. Oh, it's shit. I forgot to add the Concorde.
Oh, yeah?
Supersonic jet.
Yeah.
He did the interior of that.
The interior.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And
I don't
he-
know if I've ever seen the interior of a Concorde.
I haven't either. He also did the Coca-Cola can.
Okay, that's pretty significant.
Yeah.
That's like the biggest global trademark ever. So
So he very, very cool guy.
that man must have been worth a lot of money.
Insane amounts of money. Yeah. Which makes him different than Nikola Tesla.
Do you want to design our can for a soft drink? Who do you work for? We are Coca-Cola. All right. I'll give it a go.
Did you want to talk about your last topic?
Yep.
Or
Yeah,
you
it'll be a
alright,
quick
cool.
one, so may as well. So we talked about a billet block S38 Pro Mod at the beginning of the
Yes.
episode. One more drag racing item.
Yes, I love drag racing.
Oh shoot, that's the wrong link. I'm loading it before I pull it up because the encoding really suffers if I don't do it properly. So the Nissan SR20, a really popular engine as far as drifting goes and things like that. Pretty power dense little 4-cylinder aluminum Nissan engine. Some crazy boffins decided they wanted to break the 4-cylinder production form factor horsepower record.
Why did they choose that engine?
I don't know, but they made 2,000 horsepower with an all-billet Nissan SR20. So yeah, that's 1,000 horsepower a liter. And I thought this
that-
thing was just a dyno queen when I pulled up the
It's got to be more than that, because I know for a fact that there are B-Series engines that make more than that, and much less K-Series.
I don't know.
That just, we're going to have to look that up. I think it's like,
This
given some caveats.
it's Dragzine. I don't know how reputable that is, but I mean, it kind of that's a lot of power.
I mean, no, that's an insane amount of power for a SR20, because most people that know SR20s kind of know that
it's
they...
a stock casting head, so it's a SR20
weird.
VE. But yeah, anyway, so it made 11,000 RPM and 2,000 horsepower on 80 psi of boost pressure, and they put it in a drag car, and it ran, what did it run, 6 something? Ran 622 in the quarter,
Which is pretty cool.
which
I mean,
means it's probably closer to 2,500 horsepower, because that BMW powered one ran 660 something at
yeah.
probably 2,500 horsepower.
Yeah, thereabouts. That
So,
sounds about right.
yeah,
But I mean, if that is the horsepower record, it's got to be there by like 1 horsepower.
Maybe, and I don't know. I mean, I'm not the authority on this sort of ridiculous billet stop form factor engine, but maybe those Honda engines are like a different deck height or something like that.
And
or
maybe it's at the class or something.
maybe,
Yeah.
and that could be. Maybe it's a race class of engine output, not the actual engine itself. I don't know. But anyway, I saw a 4-cylinder billet blocked engine again that made 2,000 horsepower out of a 2-liter engine at 80 psi.
Yeah, that's
And
crazy.
I figured that was worth mentioning.
No, it's absolutely worth it. I think we probably should look up who. 'Cause, yeah, there's got to be. I really feel
I
like
feel like that would be ludicrously tough to research.
I feel like
Probably some
I've seen
hillbilly in South Carolina that makes like 1,500 horsepower more.
of like an Iron Duke.
Or yeah, an Iron Duke. Like, well, I just took the crankshaft down to my buddy Cletus. He put 17 main bearings in there. We make 3 to 5 horsepower out of them. And we run a 549 in the Pro Mod stock pickup truck.
It's not interference, so we just run it up until we get valve float.
We ain't messing with the valve springs. We got a lot of boost pressure. Close them up. We ain't worrying about that too much. We just got a lot of the bottom end of crank walk, and then we got them big bearings. And bearings are made out of leather. We ain't got no steel bearings and nothing down here in South Carolina. So, Yeah, it's kind of threshold 3,500 horsepower. Find a dyno. We gotta take kind of power. You gotta go to Florida. You know what I'm saying?
So next year we're gonna do another NASCAR episode.
Oh jeez.
I told Jan I have to take her down to Elko so she can understand. But like, we really should just like.
Can we go on a warmer day next year?
Yeah, we're not going then. I'm choosing the date
Okay, good.
because I want to have actual NASCAR time because NASCAR is fun.
Screaming 305s. Piles
Yes.
of garbage.
Oh, I love it. All right,
It was fun, but
it was fun. I think.
on the interest of being able to get on with our day, I feel like we should probably cut it
Yeah,
off.
we should probably get going. It is still Jan's birthday because this is still Saturday. Well, day
It's
before.
Wednesday. My birthday just lasts 2 weeks. So.
Yeah, Jan's got. She had a
Jana's birthday was like 4 days ago, Ryan.
yeah, it was actually Sunday.
It was
technically,
Sunday.
but
Yeah, now it's Wednesday.
we're still celebrating it today. So
Yep. And we're all burned out from our day jobs because it's Wednesday.
yes, it's also Wednesday. Yes,
Yes, Wednesday.
today is Wednesday.
Definitely a Wednesday.
Yep. Our Twitch streamers have now gone down to 0.
They're all freaking out and like putting pants on to go to work. And they're like, no, it's actually Saturday.
Hari, our normal single Twitch streamer, he's now just hanging from the rafters with his computer off.
Pretty routinely get more than that, but it's probably Hari and Corey at the same time.
We have 2.
Sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 4.
Yeah,
Anyway,
exactly.
doesn't matter. We're going to keep doing it no matter who's watching. But yeah, we'll see you guys on Saturday. Thank you as always for listening, and we'll catch you for 64.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.